What is up, you guys? It is your host, Galadon, and yes, we are back with more PUBG Mobile action. Winning every single arcade mode game is possible. Not likely, but with these 101 tips over this series of 5 videos, I'm going to get you guys to get more wins in PUBG Mobile. Today, we are covering Item Heaven. That means there are guns everywhere. Everything that drops normally in a crate in the regular game shows up here, and that means it doesn't matter as much where you land. If you want to win, land away from other players, because no matter where you go, you are going to find loot. Now, in this game, I land on the edge of this roof. Trying to hit the roof, I saw that there was another player landing nearby, and since I didn't find a gun in Item Heaven right away, best case scenario is to run away and avoid that conflict because he likely got a gun. I'm going to move on to the next building, and sure enough, now we're going to get some serious loot. You can see the Groza is here. That is one of the best guns in the game, in my opinion. Super strong, automatic with the 7.62 ammunition, and then also I'm picking up an AUG. So I've got a couple monster guns right here. It's best not to spend too much time looting. Remember, this game, you only have 27 opponents to deal with, and it's just a matter of staying inside the zone and avoiding early conflicts when you don't have a gun. So now I'm armed up. I'm trying to keep an eye out around my situation. Obviously, you need to watch out for those windows. I knew there was another guy that dropped in this building next to me, so I'm focused on him, but that is one of the tips. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't focus too long on any one player. Remember, now there's 24 opponents left in the field right here, and wasting all my time or getting that tunnel vision against one guy, you're going to get taken out. So I'm going to move on and focus on the zone. Here, again, don't stand and shoot. Use the cover, Galadon. What are you thinking? All right, so running down the hill, a lot of other players also focused. You can see the mini-map in the top right. That dotted white line shows that I'm not in the next zone. We've got to get there, and on the way, well, we can take out some opponents. Now, also on the minimap, we saw there were shots behind me. I'm going to turn around, make sure that I am not going to get shot from behind. And here's another one. Don't stand out in the middle of the road and loot. This is Item Heaven. You're going to find loot somewhere else. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, so we're running towards the zone. You can see lots of action going on in front of us here. A lot of people not behind cover. So we're going to take the advantage here of a couple of players confronting each other and kill one of them off. Almost get this guy behind the wall. And here we go. Now, we shot the guy right at the wall, and we're going to try to improve our angle. He can't see us, so we're going to move off to the left. Use cover whenever possible, and try to get a better angle on that wall. So you can see here, this works really well in teams. If you can flank your opponent, take a different angle, they think they're hidden and you can actually find them. This guy, I'm leading him. Remember, if they're running, shoot not where they are, shoot where they're going to be when the bullet lands. Just barely led him and caught him right before he got behind that shack. That was my 4th kill. Now, again, maybe spending too much time focused on this one guy behind the wall, but you can see we're down to single digits right now. It's getting down to the nitty-gritty, and before you know it, we're going to have a very small zone and not a lot of cover whatsoever. So the guy behind the wall appears to have moved, and here's another tip right here. Use the free look ability in third person. See how I can almost see everything behind that wall? Even though I couldn't in first person, because you've got that third person option, I can see a lot more without having to move around. At that point, we know that the guy's not behind that wall, and we did miss, if you'll notice, we missed the guy running into the shack there in front of us, and that very easily could have been a big mistake, but instead the guy runs off, goes prone. Don't go prone in a field, not that early. Now, I do go prone a lot, but you have to be super careful that you're not spotted as you go prone. If you can go prone without anybody having seen you get down there, then because this is a mobile game, people are playing on their iPads and on their phones, they're not going to see you a large portion of the time. The grass works as really good cover, or concealment rather, late in the game. So now you can see we're down to 6 opponents. We've got 5 kills. We go prone, the zone is closing in, and we don't know where these 6 guys are. But we're not in a rush to kill everybody, because remember, right now we're not here for the highest kill count. We're here to survive to the end and to be number 1. So we're going to try to let some of these guys kill each other off. We're going to get inside cover. We figure at this point, probably not spotted as we went prone. So we're going to use the field. And again, you can see this game is going to end in a very small circle that is going to be outside of any buildings. So nobody's going to have any real cover, maybe some trees. And that is another big tip. Make sure in a situation like this that you are using free look, meaning you're looking down from above as much as possible, and watch out for the remaining trees in the zone, because that's where players are going to want to be. Now right here, these big guns come with big kick, meaning huge recoil. Not a great idea to try pot shots like this. Also, here's another tip that Galadon didn't follow. Galadon. It's set to auto. It should have been set to single shot right there so that you'd have a better chance at sniping off your opponent. When it's set to auto, multiple shots, that huge recoil, you're almost never going to get a shot at a long distance like that. Now I go prone. Wait a minute. I just went prone and this guy knew where I was. I should not be alive right here. That's the name of this episode. I should not be alive. Somehow I'm alive, and somehow I get this guy before he gets me. He was too worried about getting into the zone. He was in the gas. We're down to 1v1. And here's another one. Watch this carefully, you guys, and tell me if this doesn't look like another guy to my right. I have no idea where this guy is right now. I'm gonna pan around, and on the right-hand side down this hill, tell me if this doesn't look like a dude sitting there, maybe with his helmet. I don't know. I was absolutely convinced that this was another player, and this is one of those things with a mobile game. You have a hard time distinguishing cover from, motorcycles, from bushes, from people, from dead bodies. You never know what it's going to be. So right now we're just trying to get into that tiny little final circle, looking around, trying to see where this guy is. We're assuming he's maybe hiding behind one of these trees. The trees are now outside of the zone, so we figure there's not a lot of places left that he could be hiding. We need to move, lots of damage, but luckily we're just barely inside the circle, and we're going to look down the hill and just look at this and tell me this doesn't look like a person right there to the left of the tree. That looks like a helmet, even in the replay. It feels like that's a person right there. I unload a magazine on him, and of course, it's not. So we wasted all of our bullets. Now we know he's not there. We think he's not there. We're moving up, and as we're staying prone, we've got to figure that he's behind one of these final two trees. He's either in the grass, and there finally we see him to the right of the tree. And watch what happens right here, you guys. The zone is going to move in and close off the tree. And even though we don't see our opponent, we know that he had to have moved forward. He is in front of the tree now. We just blindly fire, and we pick up the win. So many tips that you can do, so many different arcade modes that are so much fun in PUBG Mobile. I hope you guys enjoyed these tips. I hope you stick around and subscribe for more daily PUBG Mobile tips as we go on to winning every single arcade mode game. You guys are the #GalaFam. Thank you for sticking around, and I will see you again tomorrow for more PUBG Mobile tips.